crowned the first ACC Gymnastics champion in 40 years. NC State can surge into the lead at this point because they've been spectacular on bars. NC State will win the 2024 ACC Championship.
You're watching NCAA Gymnastics on ESPN, and we're going to take a quick look at NC State's historic season in the ACC. You can see regular season and tournament championships. The first time the ACC has been a sponsored team in gymnastics since 1984. Technically, the Wolfpack is back-to-back ACC champions. They went 197 4 times last season and finished overall in the nation ranked at number 16. Emily Shepard, ACC Gymnast of the Year. She won numerous awards throughout her career. And then the returning superstar Chloe Negretti, ACC Specialist of the Year, and actually took home 2 event titles on beam and floor, which we will get to see coming up later on. Stay tuned for rotation number 2. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back inside Reynolds Coliseum here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We've got a close matchup between these two teams, the Towson Tigers and the NC State Wolfpack. A little closer than I would have thought after rotation number 1. A 48-9-2-5 narrowly edges out that 48-9 from Towson on the uneven bars. We're going to take a look at the ACC preseason poll. We've had 2 new teams join this year, Cal and Stanford, which we'll chat about. So NC State reigning ACC championships, but coming in ranked 3rd with that preseason poll. Cal is actually the national runner-up, so came in 2nd at the national championships, followed by Stanford, who is typically in that top 15 overall in the nation. Head coach Kim Landris of this Wolfpack team in her 8th season. A number of accolades, continually making that NC State postseason. 6 straight appearances with the team.
And one thing she said when we talked with her this week was how excited she is about bringing Stanford and Cal and how well respected and well coached they are. Just all these teams are so talented, but really her point was, hey, it's going to make us 1% better. How are we going to get better, and how are we going to focus on our goals? One of them she mentioned being in that evening session of ACCs this year is what her team is focused on. So I thought that was really nice to hear, and it'll be good competitions with 2 new
Definitely.
teams.
Yeah, and the ACC championship will have a different format with 6 teams, so there'll be 2 in an early session, and then the top 4 ranked teams will be in that afternoon session. So diving a little bit deeper into Towson's head coach, Jay Ramirez. Similar story, 4th straight NCAA appearances with the team, reigning back-to-back Eagle champions. And we've just seen great things out of this Tiger team under his coaching.
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch. And also, back-to-back Eagle Conference champions is a really big deal. That's going to give them, as a team, a lot of confidence going into each season, because that's pretty hard to do. So.
As we wait for touch warm-up to wrap up, we'll take a quick look at these lineups. So Adriana Hoffman is going to be starting off this Towson Tiger team on the vault, anchored by Rotosha Halsell, who is definitely one that has stepped into some of those spots that Coach Ramirez had to fill with seniors graduating and leaving some openings. One thing I thought was unique about the Tigers is they typically had event specialists, and he talked about a few individuals as stepping up to the plate and starting to train all around again so that he can fill some of those spots. And then you see NC State on the bars. They've got a handful, not really a handful, but I think 3 bar specialists on this team. So a lot of individual bar professionals, starting with Kaylee Adamides and then ending with Katie Harper.
And like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we are going to see a lot of new faces and new routines. So that's one thing as well. And something that we talked to the coaches about, losing routines and losing seniors. How will that impact this year? And, you know, it's funny to hear them both, you know, not worried at all. Just like, hey, our seniors were once freshmen, right? They stepped up, and that's what our freshmen this year are going to do. So I thought that was really neat to hear as well.
Exactly. That's what happens. The seniors graduate, but
Right.
the seniors weren't always the amazing superstars that we come to know them to be throughout these broadcasts. But they were once freshmen. They were once in
Right.
and out of lineup, or maybe only on one event and not the all-star, all-arounder that they ended up as in their senior year. So
Common sense, but when she put it in that perspective, I was like, yeah, you're right. I guess they were once freshmen.
they are student athletes, and so that student part, at some point they must graduate and move on. But it looks like we are ready to go. So again, Adriana Hoffman getting started, the junior out of Christiansburg, Virginia, for the Tigers.
Start off this Towson vault lineup. We see the Yurchenko full. Nicely done on that landing. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more height off of the vault table. I think the judges will be looking for a little bit more of that. You can see right here, nice entry. Because her arms were a little bent on the table, that prevents getting more of that block and that height, which is what the vault was missing a bit. But great job recovering on that landing.
So starting things off for the Wolfpack, Kaylee Adamides, junior out of Long Island, one of the bar specialists.
Notice how clean and long her lines are throughout the routine. So far, she's done a great job with her handstands. Getting ready for that double tap dismount. Needed to get a little bit more spin to be able to land with that chest up, but a nice steady first routine for the Wolfpack.
We'll take another look at this dismount real quick. Very unique, stalled her into the double back.
Just broke out a little bit early for that dismount.
Both coaches talked about hitting 24 for 24. A successful meet, and I think what they mean by hit is just not having to count a fall.
Right. Especially for the first meet in the season. There's a lot of nerves. Sometimes you can get a little bit ahead of yourself. So, like you said, a hit routine, I think, will be a successful meet on both sides.
Absolutely. So some of those hops perfectly expected this early in the season. Our second individual, Felicia Pavletti. Felicia, very unique vault here. Full-on pike off.
A really clean vault throughout. You could see that she held on to that pike a little bit long for that chest down on the landing. But we don't see that vault a lot, like you said. It's very unique. Take another look here. You see that twist onto the table, into that back pike. She did a good job lifting her chest up quickly. Because again, that chest down right there is going to be a deduction.
And we have the benefit of seeing it in multiple angles and in slow motion. The judges see it from one angle and in real speed, so they've got to judge what they see. As we take a look back over to the bars, Payne Childs, another bar specialist.
She started with that kick hop. She changed her hands right in the beginning, which you don't see very often. It's a very difficult skill. Into that Jaeger release move. And then nails her double back dismount. Nicely done.
That's the stick that they were looking for. A very short routine, but so many combinations. but she's able to get it done very quickly.
You can see that straddle Jaeger release move. Right back down to the low bar. And then that dismount. Really great timing on knowing where she was in the air for that stick. One thing I like to say on bars is you don't have to have the most difficult or the longest bar routine, but if you have good form and handstands and a set dismount, the judges will love you.
Exactly. We'll take a look at Isabella Minervi.
Getting ready for this Uchenko fall. Nicely done vault. You can see she did step out of those white lines. So directional wise, she was a little bit crooked on that landing. You can see right there. Just landed outside of those lines.
Sorry, this is actually Polina Belanovsky. So good to see her roll over. She was the one that fell on the even bar. So again, great she's up and moving and back in lineups.
That is hard to do when you have a mistake like that and then have to go to another event. So well done.
Ava Myers for the Wolfpack. Her debut. We did see her exhibition on vault, but in the lineup.
So far, she's done a great job with this routine. Roll through on that dismount. You can see she pulled into the bar. I'm not sure if her feet hit the bar. If they did, that would be a deduction, but sometimes the judges may not notice. We'll take another look at this dismount right here.
Sometimes you can tell if the bar jiggles right too.
I think she just missed it. Gymnasts have a weird sense of airtime.
It's almost like she flexed her feet just so that she could miss the bar. So
that's exactly what I would say.
I did notice in warm-up she was pulling in a little bit. Again, she is a true freshman, so the nerves, it gets to you, and you want to make sure that you make the dismount and you don't fall forward and end up rotating short. So I do understand the slow pull, and that'll get better as she continues to compete. So Ava Myers on bars, moving over to Ava Harper on the vault.
Another Uchenko fall. I really like that landing. Her chest was up, minimal feet movement. That was a very clean Uchenko fall. Let's take another look. Nice entry, and then nice landing. The one thing that I would maybe say is if she could get a tiny bit more height.
The tiny pike down and then the scooch of the feet, but a great routine, great vault for Ava as we take a look at Caroline Volk. Another new face to this Wolfpack lineup.
Really nice high bar release move down to low bar combination. You see that handstand was on top of the bar. It did go over, but nicely done with that save. Into a double layout dismount. I really like how she made that tiny mistake of going a little bit over, but pulled herself back together and was able to execute on that double layout dismount.
Absolutely. So two strong routines for both freshmen in this Wolfpack lineup.
Really huge on that release move into that dismount. Nice body shape throughout.
So far, strong routines all around. This is Callie Gardner.
We saw another front handspring, front pike to that half. Another very difficult vault because you have to be able to get that block off the table on the front handspring in order to have enough power for that front pike into the half twist. So you did see that chest down. We'll take a look on this replay right here. Just didn't quite get enough block off the table on that.
It looked like she hit really far back on the springboard as well, which is going to slow down some of that momentum.
Right.
This is Ellie Hadrick. Ellie, a sophomore out of Durango, Colorado. She did a few meets on this event last year.
We saw that nice shadow Jaeger, then that shoot over on the low bar. I like how aggressive she's been on the handstands. They're a little wobbly and shaky, but she's going for them. And then a nice full twisting double dismount. That's a solid free routine. It looks like she moved through it quickly. But again, I like how aggressive she was being on those handstands.
So another look at this dismount. Plenty of time to spot the landing.
Yeah, great height.
And then the anchor spot for the lineup is Ratasha Halso, sophomore out of Louisville, Kentucky. Again, each team will have an exhibition, so she is the final spot within the counting scores.
And a really big Yurchenko fall. We're seeing a lot of Yurchenko fall. That is to be expected. It's not a 10-0 start value, unfortunately, so that's really why the coaches are focused on the block, the landings. A nice ball. It looked like maybe could have gotten a little bit more height from those spin arms on the table, but again, that was a
She's
huge
actually
ball.
won training a 1.5, so Coach Ramirez wasn't sure which ball they would do this afternoon. We're with the full. As we move right over to Katie Harper on the uneven bars.
You saw that nice tight handstand on top of the bar. She did a free hip into a ginger release move. Have not seen many of those in college gymnastics. Another nice handstand. Double out. Oh, she held this down. Really nicely done to end the rotation for the Wolfpack.
So a great start out of Harper, a career high on this event of a 9.95. Not probably going to be there, which is again to be expected. But a great release move.
Really liked that release move. And I really liked the body position on that dismount. In the fight to be able to save that stick.
So we'll see it again here. You could almost see the toes digging in.
Another Yurchenko full for Towson.
Exhibition spot. So again, the exhibition, the score does not help or hurt the overall team score, but it gives them some experience just on a hard surface to going from, a lot of times these gymnasts are training onto a pit of some sort of resi pit with plywood or mats to make it a little bit more firm, but going onto a basketball floor with mats over it is a totally different landing.
And the exhibitions are such a great thing because the coaches don't have these lineups set. It's the first meet. There's a lot of room for changes and improvements, regardless of what the lineup is today. It might look different in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Maddie Reed competing on the uneven bars in the exhibition spot. And it is, sometimes you've got, some sophomores and juniors from last year that you assume are going to be or remain in the lineup, be in the lineup, but that's not always the case.
Right.
So good fight for Maddie Reed on that bar routine. So that Wolfpack team will get some words of encouragement, words of motivation as we hit the halfway point for this weekend home opener. Take a look at some quick highlights. Midway through this competition, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with a rotation number 3.